Hello everyone, Walsh21 here and welcome to the channel. Today I am unboxing some network gear and this is going to be part one of hopefully a new network series. So by here I have couple of boxes which between the intro and now I will unbox, and this will get us started with the networking side of things. See you after the intro. Right then, so what do we have here then? Straight away, a new network cabinet. This is going to be literally slightly servery, but mostly it's going to be network. I may put some small servers in here, depending whether or not if I need them. This lot has been, well, over a year and so in the making. Most of this stuff I bought over a year ago. With exception to the Tender Nova mesh networks kit, which is currently being deployed. In here is one unit. I've got another 3 units around the house. It's a 4-unit kit. So yeah, what do we have here? We have a network cabinet. I think it's a 12U. I will double check the eBay listing. Like I said, I bought this a long time ago. We have 100 meters of Cat6 cable. I'll probably end up needing more. The plan is to wire every single room in this house with a network point. Somewhere, I almost forgot to include it. I have some U-green Ethernet caps to go on the end. These ones are metal ones. If I can even get them out and show you over the top later on. We have a Netgear 24-port gigabit switch. This is the GS720T. I bought this about 2-3 years ago on eBay. It was used. In fact, you cannot see it. So there we go. 24-port gigabit switch. So we have here all the lights here telling you basically what it is, and we have 2 SFP link switches here, which are actually in good condition. Normally I see them, I'll get some close-ups a bit later on. Normally I see them where they're crushed, and these are not actually crushed, which is really good. I have used this already in my old house, and I've also tried out here just to make sure it all works, which is great. And here we have a 24-port Cat6 straight through, so plug in an Ethernet cable on that side, plug an Ethernet cable on that side as well, instead of, I believe it's, I can't remember if it's Keystone or not, but no, I don't think it is. Basically, it just makes it easier for me. Is another point of failure? Yes, rather than getting the punch down ones, but as this is my first network experience, I decided to make it easier. Somewhere behind the camera in the cupboard by there, I do have the crimping tool to crimp in the jacks on the end of the cable and obviously cut them down to size. And also, like I said, the Tender Nova AC120 Wi-Fi kit. It's the MW3 2-pack. It's actually a 4-pack kit I bought. So you get 2 2-pack kits with the 4-pack kit. And let's get on to the main attraction right here, which is the server. And it's currently locked and I cannot get into it. So we will have a little look at that. Sorry about the phone. This was actually well packed. I bought this again about a year and a half ago, and this is the first time I've actually opened it up. Bit stupid really. You should always open up things when you get them delivered so you can send them back if it's problems. So we're going to have a little look at this. I'll bring the camera in closer and we will have a look. Right, so I've just turned it around to read us how you get in. The reason why I couldn't get in just now with the lock door. 2 slots here, pull forward, and this is the first time I've actually opened it up. And at the bottom, if the camera can just pick that up, yeah, it can. There's a couple of located slots on either side, so let's just turn that upside down. 2 holes at the bottom here. Not 100% sure if you can see that on camera. And I should have already opened this up prior because I now need some scissors to get this open. So over here we got some screws to screw things into the cabinet. We've got some casters for the bottom of the wheels, and what was going loose around the place was some more screws for locating stuff in. So right, be after this clip. So I've taken the two bags off. As I said, one of them was screws, and a set of keys were there for the front door, and then obviously the casters. As I was opening the casters, loads of screws fell out, so I think some of the screws that was loose in here was from that bag. So, talk the devil, there's some more loose ones right there. So first of all, let's just have a quick look inside this. Just get the key and try and get it in. There's a little bit of a blue sort of protective bit on the front there. So here we are, we're in the front here. We've got all the way up the side, all the locating slots all the way from the bottom. There is, right, so there's enough for 12 here. There's basically I counted all the extra dents. So there's 2 together, bit of a space, and there's 1. There's 12 of those ones there. So let's say it's a 12U cabinet, which is perfectly fine for me, with a nice shelf screwed in, making it adjustable on the sides, so you can screw things into the sides. So you've got the holes there. Inside as well, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, I get a close-up. There is adjustable slots here, as well as this front rail can be adjusted forward, and looks like there's a space to go back, as well as a rear one. Looks like there's 4 holes in the front and 4 holes in the back, giving you some good proper leeway there for adjustability. So let's get the wheels on. I'll speed through this bit so you don't have to watch me. Right then, so that's all the casters on, as you can see there. How much of that I'll show is another story. If I've shown it by now. Yeah, that was really awkward because it's powder coated. I found that the screw holes were also powder coated, so when you try to screw them in, it was really awkward, and it took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. But never mind, that is all in. The next job is to basically get the Netgear switch and the patch panel in. Don't think I'll be doing anything other than that in this video at the moment. Whether or not if I upload this now or not is a different story, because of the time of year it is. Currently it is beginning of April 2020. You can Google what happened then if you're watching in the future, but yeah, the current situation now is kind of hard to buy anything. So yeah, this next stage, let's get the Netgear switch in. I'm thinking of getting this up the top. So if we just get the door out of the way, the door is kind of getting in the way by here. So we got a door out of the way. This can go at the top, and I was right, it is every 3 for 1U. So obviously this is what you class as a 1U. So this is a 12U rack right here. And then I may do it that way around. I may put the patch panel, so I'll have everything punching through in the top, and then have the patches then coming down to it. So that is actually my plan. Also, I forgot to go over it. This at the top here has a fan mount, and it looks like a 140, I would say, at the top. I'll double check and by getting one of my other fans. I think I've only got 120 here though, but I think that's a 140. I'll give it a measurement tape and we'll go through that. And then at the sides, at the top by here on the bottom, and at the top, either side panel has ventilation. There's a nice big hole then at the bottom for, I'm assuming, for cable. Well, actually, yeah, that's for cable runs. So your cable runs can go through the bottom. Unfortunately, it's not grommeted, so that's a bit of an issue. And there's no other fan hole at the bottom. The door, however, is glass door. It has vents either side, so that is a bonus. So next job, let's install the Cat 6 patch panel, and then we will also install the network rack, sorry, the network switch. All right, so let's do that now. So that clips on like so, and then it slides down into place and that locks in. Do that on both sides. So in, so I'm trying to do this on a weird angle, and clip in. So now this gives you a place for your cable ties to hold the cable in place. So you plug it in there on the back. So yeah, EJ45 jack. Cable tie it in place if you want to. So there's that one for there, that one for there, and so on, all the way up, 24 of them. Right, let's get this into the server, and then we'll stick the Netgear switch in as well. Right, I thought this is pretty good. So this here, if the camera can focus in on it, is the adapter that goes in. So you can see the two little clips. As you can see, I've already put two there. Just put this one down in the next slot. So all you do is you literally just pop it in, and then you're done, like so. I'm giving it a bit of a squeeze out, and then all you do is when you put up your unit up to it, you screw it straight into that. I thought that was pretty good, and I thought I'd want to show you that. Right, as you can see here, the patch panel is pretty much installed. I'll just give this a bit extra of a bit of a tight there. Unfortunately, in hindsight, this is one thing I didn't realise. I would have lowered this. The top two screws are currently, they're only hand tightened, because where they are, you can barely get, sorry about the banging, you can barely get your screwdriver in. In fact, yes I can. A bit of an angle, but you can get it there. Let me just screw this in and we'll come back. Right, that is the patch panel fully installed now. Had to go up in a bit of an angle to get those two top ones, but I've got there in the end. Next is the big old heavy one. This I'm a little bit worried about, if I'm perfectly honest, because of the weight. But that being said, let's just get right in there and install it. So I'm talking about the switch here. Right then, that's everything fully installed. I'm actually a bit surprised. There is pretty much zero sagging on the network switch completely, with all these screws in really tight. It holds really well. So I'm actually a little bit surprised with that. So now I'm basically done with this, so I can put the back panel back on. The only thing I need to do is run the power cable for the Netgear at the back. So literally through the bottom hole, like so. Sorry about all the banging. At the top, and then plug into the switch around the back, which I'll do off camera. Right, so that's pretty much it all set up where it's going to end up living. Everything is all there. Installed the switch, the patch panel at the top. Unfortunately, I was going to do this episode, but this wall here is a solid brick wall, and I need to go through there to run the cables. So it's going to be a line in, and then I'm going to run two lines back out. So the main will come into you through the switch, and then back out to the 2 points out there that is required. Keen-eyed amongst you all would have noticed that the plug socket by there is currently broken, just by there. Fortunately, no one ever goes there. There's no exposed wires at the moment, but that back box is getting replaced. What I did was I took it off to see if I could run a cable temporarily through there. Unfortunately, the hole isn't big enough, because there's actually a plug at the other side of the wall in there as well. When I was doing it, I broke it basically when I tightened it too much. At the top there is the fourth tendon over NW3 wireless mesh system unit. It will most likely live on top here. I just put that as a placement at for the time being. You can barely see it on the camera with a black wall at the back, white wall at the back. Right, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to move this to the other side of the room next to my desk, just so we can test it out and actually see it potentially running some sort. Excuse the mess over there. I will move this over there now and we will be right back. Right, it's at the other side of the room now. For temporary measure, I plugged in my main line, which is again was the temporary line that I've been using for a little while, running around the skirting board, through the door here and then to the computer that's right by here. So that's going into port 24, which the main line coming in will eventually be. This is a little short cable going straight to the PC. As you can see on the screen, there's no internet connected at the moment. I'm hitting refresh, nothing is happening. Now I'm going to turn the power on for the switch right this second. So you see all the lights coming on now. And give it a second here. Right, so we're back. That took about 30 seconds or so. And oh, I didn't even hit refresh, and it looks like Windows 10, there we are, straight away loaded back up. So, internet in, you can see port 24 light here, hopefully. Okay, we are back. As you can see there, port 24 for the line in is lit up, as is port 1. So that means basically the internet is connected and working, as you just seen on the previous clip. Right in, so what's next with this lot? I was planning on putting the cable through the wall, so this would be set up properly over there. But unfortunately, I don't have a long enough masonry drill bit for it. I'm looking, a friend's actually got one, but with the time of the year, I can't get to that yet, and I may end up ordering one. Basically, I need a 400mm long 1x 20mm hole, so I could pass through 2, maybe 3 Ethernet cables, because I'm planning on putting 2 there, so 3 Ethernet cables is what I want to do. That'll be in the next video. Not sure if the drilling will be though. I'll definitely do the wiring up in the next video. I'm also been looking at redundant power supplies for this. Not so much for the networking side of it, because it does need it, but I am planning on potentially adding servers. I mean, it is a 12U cabinet. I'm only using 2U at the moment at the top here. So some sort of like NAS will probably end up going in here. I really do want a NAS. I've also been looking at converting the old computer. By the way, that's the build that I done on the channel last year. You can see it at the top right of the screen. But yeah, that's potentially going in here, some sort of NAS server. I have found a Netgear 1500 will potentially fit in this. So Ready NAS, it is Ready NAS 1500. So potentially try and find one of those. I've just recently missed out on one, a bit gutted about that, but never mind. I'm also going to look at putting a Raspberry Pi in here for the firewall. I forgot what it's called, but there's a software that you can put on the Raspberry Pi for this. That will potentially be a video on its own. And I don't know, wire up every room in the house with an Ethernet port eventually. That was the whole idea of this. But other than that, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Thank you for watching. Sorry this has been a long-windy episode. This is sort of a different sort of series to me. It's not what I normally do. But if you like the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button up there. It's not on this screen light, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give me a like. Let me know in the comments. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Again, let me know in the comments as to why. I'm guessing because it's way too long. Sorry that there wasn't any real more installation happening on this video. But this is part 1 of a mini series. Let's just call it that. I don't know how many series it's going to be, and I don't know when the next one's going to be. Again, thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now, everyone.